I'm Evelyn Auchinvole, and everyone calls me Evie. I was born in Hamilton, so I'm a Hamiltonian, and I am a senior citizen, enjoying all of my years living in Hamilton. So it was a time. It was a time. We're talking about my early teen years, when we would go down to Port Dalhousie to the Emancipation picnic. Although we didn't call it the Emancipation picnic, it was just the big picnic. And that generated so much excitement for us young Black teenage girls and boys. Going to high school in Hamilton, there were few and far between Black students in classrooms with us. We were often the only Black child in the class, and one family would make up all of the Blacks in the whole high school. So the social life that we had wasn't the same as the social life as other kids or high schoolers who would have grown up with each other and made their friendship bonds. Ours were outside of that friendship bonds, and our bonds of friendship really didn't develop until we were able to engage with the Black community in Hamilton, and that was done through Stewart Memorial Church. When our parents first took us to Stewart Memorial Church, we're talking about back in the early 1950s, it was really my first time in a environment where I was amongst the majority. The whole church was filled with Black people. And that's where I met my first real lifelong friend. Her name was Arthrine Flowers. Now, Arthrine and I were thick as thieves. And as teenagers, we loved to dance. We loved to learn the latest Motown dances, buy up the Motown records that came into Kresge's downtown, go to the dances that were held by the recreation park and rec department of the city of Hamilton. That was more or less our summertime recreation, going from dance to dance. And the dances were held in the evening, so it gave us an excuse and an opportunity, and our parents allowed it because it was organized and supervised to go out to these dances. So we would learn how to do all of the latest American bandstand dances. And at the end of the school year, talk would start to turn towards, what are you going to be doing for summer? Well, we weren't going up to the cottage, that was for sure, because very few Black people had cottages. We would be going down to Lakeland Beach and, going down there for corn roasts or things that teenage kids could get together and do. Somebody would say, "Are you going?" Well, going where? Well, the picnic, the big picnic, it's coming up. Well, that meant that you wanted to go shopping, or shopping in your closet. Of course, we didn't have closets then. Our house didn't have closets, so our clothes were in boxes, but looking through all of the boxes to find something to wear, because this was the highlight of the summer, and you had to look cool. So my buddy Arthrine and I would be, trying on clothes at her house, trying on clothes at my house. Oh, she had a mother who was, more likely to, help her go and purchase things. But my mother, well, she had 3 girls to to dress for a picnic, so we weren't going out to Eaton's or Simpson's or anything. It had to come out of the closet. So, we would eventually find the outfit that we knew we wanted to wear. And the day of the picnic would arrive, and we would just be beside ourselves because we'd be planning for weeks, anticipating and wondering, and oh, is so and so going to be here, and do you think that guy is going to be back, and all of these wonderful memories from the former years. It was such an anticipated time. You'd go to the picnic, you'd arrive, and it was the first time that I saw so many Black people gathered together in the same place. And everybody, whenever Black people get together, there's always laughter, there's always food, there's always music, and good laughter. You could hear the laughter ringing out because people were totally at ease with each other. And there didn't seem to be a sense that I can remember, a sense of, divisions by, upper class or lower class. We were just a bunch of Black people getting together, having a good time with our friends who came over from across the border, new friends, old friends, looking for people that we had met from the years before. I think one of the more awesome sights when you first arrived at this picnic, as you come into the approach of the entrance, there was always this tavern hotel that was at the very opening, like the almost like the gate of Port Dalhousie, and there would be strange sights around this hotel I'd never seen before. People who were dressed up in drag. I'd never seen it before. So our eyes were just sort of filled with the astonishment of, just the colorful display. And they basically, I think they were transvestites, but they mainly would parade back and forth, and it was almost like a burlesque show. Just something like we'd never seen before, and it was just unique to this picnic. And obviously, there was a comfortable place for them because they were there year after year after year. And I think that that's worthy of remembering, that there was this accommodation and acceptance. So of non-binary people. That was back in the 50s in the Black community. So we'd arrive, and I don't remember us so much as being there all day, because I think the main event was more as in the evening, and I may have been on a weeknight. And I'm trying to think if we probably would have gotten into the car and driven down there after supper, because I don't remember there being so much as a big picnic affair. We were mainly interested in having the best that we could put on ourselves, getting down there and scouting the crowd for new faces and good-looking boys, and getting ready for the dances once the evening started to come on and the lights on the dance hall would be up, and we would mainly be hanging by the walls or dancing with each other, but just sort of eyes all over the place, hoping somebody was going to come over and ask you to dance. And generally, everybody got to be dancing that night. What a fabulous, fabulous time we used to have at that Emancipation picnic. And it was a sad thing that we didn't have the foresight just to keep that going, because it represented for me something spectacular, something unique, something that belonged to us, and something that we were doing on our own. It wasn't given to us. It was something that was put together by our own people. So I don't know why we didn't keep it going, but it'd be lovely to just to plant that seed for somebody to think, you know what, an emancipation picnic, that's something worth celebrating. Let's get it going. Let's get it going again. The first one was held after Emancipation Day, I think the very year that the Emancipation law became enacted. And it was held at the Auchinvole estate in Hamilton, on Hamilton Mountain. It's was the estate of Sir Isaac Buchanan. And the reason they chose his site was because he had a huge park. Claremont Park was the park in which his mansion sat. And the grounds were large enough to accommodate a large crowd. And that's where the first Emancipation picnic was held. And then gradually, as a result of the entrepreneurial planning of, I think it was Spencer Potts or something like that. I can't remember his name, but it's easily found in the history books. They decided on Port Dalhousie because it was a spot that was halfway between Toronto and the border. People would arrive by ferry across from Toronto, motor up from the border, come down from Hamilton on the SS Macassa Bay or the Lady Hamilton. But it seems, on looking back now, those were romantic times when it was a lovely afternoon going down to Port Dalhousie to enjoy the Emancipation picnic. It was quite a time, quite a time.